Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
What it do, my boy?
Hey, doing good with the new mic in? What's up, world?
Yeah, man, this guy's got a 2008 Turtle Beaches on, you know what I'm saying?
Is that what it is? The Turtle Beaches?
That's what it looks like. Turtle Beaches.
Oh yeah. Got the
Oh,
shit from Target. We upgraded over here now.
it's all good. Next week, we're going to get you nice and set up. You're going to be able to talk through a legit mic, computer, everything. So you're good. We got you.
Over the octagon, baby.
Hell yeah. Anyways, this is Over the Octagon Podcast, episode 37. We are coming off a bye week in the UFC. Gotta love it, gotta hate it. Gives you a break, but at the same time, you start missing fights after about, 2 days after Saturday. But luckily, there was actually some really good 1FC on this weekend. I don't know if you caught some of that. Good
I did
1FC.
not, man.
And then also had the PFL championships. The European championships were also this weekend. So got a little fix of fighting, not the UFC, but still got a little bit of something. And I was able to catch a little bit of both of those. But we're back. Fight night's back. Now we're in the home stretch. I don't know if there's any gaps for the rest of the year. I think we're in the home stretch of the UFC for the rest of the year. And boy, do we have a roller coaster.
Man, we have three of the best cards, maybe, of the whole entire year happening, man. And I'm telling you what, the days cannot come quick enough for Abu Dhabi. Like, I cannot wait, dude.
Yeah, it's literally right around the corner, but I feel like these next 2 weeks are going to be going by so slow just because this is the best card of the year. I want to keep saying it's the best card of the year, best card of the year, best card of the year, but dude, I don't fucking know. There's been so many good cards. UFC Noche was good. The Volk Islam card was phenomenal. Like, there were so many good cards. The John Jones return card, John Jones gone card was great, dude. There were so many good fights this year.
Yeah, man. And that has a lot to do with John Jones, man. He might do it again.
I think if there
the
was
card on it.
any of the main events at the end of the year that I said there would be a heaviest favorite, it would probably be John Stipe, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think John Jones has the bigger hand in that fight than anybody else does.
Man, you ain't lying on that one. I definitely can see that. I mean, all the other fights can go either way, and I'm really, really excited about the next big pay-per-view because, dude, all those fights are a toss-up. Every single one on that card.
I know, and we'll get into that briefly because I do have a question in regards to that I want to ask after we kind of hit this fight night a little bit that I've been brewing on all day. Just kind of curious to see your thoughts on it. But yeah, so UFC Fight Night this weekend, Grant Dawson versus Bobby Green main event. Not the greatest main event you want to see, but definitely two entertaining fighters, though. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Bobby Green fight, and Grant Dawson is on a killing spree. So it's definitely not a toss-up fight. I personally think Grant Dawson has the upper hand in this one, but Bobby Green is always there to scrap, and he's always going to put on at least a decent performance until he gets knocked out, you know?
That's exactly true, man. I fucking love him. I love Bobby Green, but I mean, dude, Dawson is on a tear right now, bro, and he looks fucking scary, man.
Yeah,
I like him.
I wasn't like a crazy Bobby Green fan for a long time, but when he fought Drew Dober for some reason, like that fight between him and Drew Dober is what made me a Bobby Green fan. Like, I was like, these two fuckers are ready to just knock each other out. And then I started to respect him a little bit. Then he had the complicated fight with Gordon, and then Tony Ferguson, the submission, which nobody thought that was going to happen, but we knew he was going to win.
Like what?
But now he gets Grant Dawson, which is, Grant Dawson's on a tear right now. His last few fights have been, pretty much as dominant as you can get.
Oh yeah, dude. He's got some dirty subs too, man. He has knockout power. We've seen it. So
yeah, who was this fight? The last fight was with that Ismagulov, I believe.
Ismagulov, yeah.
Yep,
but it went all the way.
Yeah, but before that though, he was like sub, and TKO. So he's 20-1, dude. He's on a killing spree. If he gets past Bobby Green, which I could see him doing, we'll give him I don't know who he would fight next. Like in the lightweight division, you probably definitely want to give him a ranked fight after beating Bobby Green, because I'm not sure exactly what Bobby Green's ranked, or if he even is ranked, honestly.
I don't think he is at all. I think he's probably like top 15. I mean, 15th maybe. You know,
I mean, but at the same time,
but
you would think Bobby Green might be. No, no, definitely not. He's not ranked. So, but you got so much coming up in that lightweight division. You got Matt Frivola, and he's fighting Saint Denis, which that is gonna be a fucking killer fight. Saint and who knows who wins that? I
yeah,
mean,
that's gonna be insane.
I think Saint Denis is is a sleeper fighter in that division.
In the lightweight division, is Saint Denis in the lightweight?
Yeah, because he's fighting Matt Frivola next.
Oh God, yeah, he's trying to get his ranking as well, dude. You
Yeah.
got so many up and comers in the lightweight division. You are right. That's
He's
insane.
sneaky. I do think it's cool to it's going to be good. It's going to be cool to mention. I think that fight is going to be on Veterans Day, and both of them are, uh, uh, they both of them served in the military. One served in the I believe Saint Denis served in the military in his country, and then
Yeah, he
Frivola
did. I
served in
think.
Frivola also served in the United States military. So that's going to be cool. And I
Yeah.
think that Dana White, somebody had suggested to them, since it is, no, Frivola did. That was a pretty cool suggestion. I heard Frivola suggested to Dana White, since it's Veterans Day, we're both veterans of, of the military in some sort, then that we get custom fight shorts to represent our, Veterans Day fight shorts. That'd be pretty fucking cool.
That's damn. Were they in like separate branches? Like, would that be like honestly, like, what if it was like a Army versus Marine thing?
Well, I don't
That'd
know.
be
I don't know
sick.
what exactly Saint Denis, if he was in the United States military or if he was in the military,
No,
his country's military.
I think in his country, man. I think he still has like a full time job where he's like a fireman or something like that.
I wouldn't doubt it. He seems like, I
Yeah,
mean, most of those guys, I don't even know. Frivola might still be. I don't know if he's a vet or if he might be a vet though.
yeah. Thanks, dude. Saint Denis. He's an instructor and trainer for a private security company in his home country.
See, that's awesome.
Dude, that's so sick. Get that money. You have all these skills. Like,
So, and
charge people for it.
he's going to be like another, I mean, is it crazy to compare him to like a Mirko Crow Cop?
Dog,
You
that's
know,
so real.
military, comes to the UFC, dominates, does really fucking good, because Mirko Crow Cop was like a special forces, right? In his country.
Think so, man. He dude, their chins and their like durability are so spot on, act like side by side.
Yeah.
That never clicked till just now. I can't agree more.
And
That's
then
insane.
Fravola's got that United States military grunt fighting in him, just
Let's
for
go.
force. I love it. It's going to be a good fight. I can't wait for that for sure. But yeah, that's the main event. If I had to go with it, I'm going to pick Grant Dawson. I think he's on a tear right now. I think he continues that tear. Bobby Green's kind of on he's kind of in his like weird point in his career. I mean, he's fought over 40 fights. So, I mean, he's at that point in his career where it's kind of going to start to take a decline a little bit. He's still great. He still could catch you, but he's kind of at that point where he's going to start getting caught by these up and comers and new fighters and things like that. So he's getting like the Tony Ferguson effect.
God, well, hopefully that can be reversed.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I don't mind. I don't mind either one of them winning. If Bobby Green wins, it's going to cash pretty heavy, but I see Grant Dawson taking it though.
Oh, I see Grant. I see Grant finishing it in the second. I just can't call what it would be.
But both jiu-jitsu guys both have good takedown defense, and if Grant Dawson fails to take down Bobby Green's always got a puncher's chance. So you never know.
They both do. They both do in this situation. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I agree.
Grant Dawson second round.
We're gonna start from the top and go down since we already went to that. Co-main Joe Piper, Abdullah Hazan. Good fight as well, but very one-sided in my opinion. Joe Piper is on a tear as well. It's really hard not to like Joe Piper. He's been killing it, dude. His last fight was incredible, and then his message afterward was really good. If I remember, he had like a good message after his fight about him and personal stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's on a tear too. He's on a 4-fight KO streak, first and second rounds, and
Damn.
he's just looking to add to that thing. So if I had to go with it, I'd go with Piper on that one. But you're not going to get much juice out of the squeeze because I feel like he's a bigger favorite in my opinion. So it wouldn't be worth
Juice
it.
out of the squeeze. I loved that.
But then the third fight of the card, though, this one's going to be pretty decent. It's pretty fairly matched. Alex Morano and Joaquin Buckley. I think that's going to be a scrap. Morano can dish it and take it, but Buckley has that crazy fighting style. He's electric. but he's also easy. He can also get knocked out. So
Yeah, man, that goes hand in hand with that crazy style. It's my personal favorite to watch,
so I
but
mean,
that'll leave your chin open all day, unfortunately.
yeah, and he's fought good people though. I mean, he's fought Imavov. He fought Chris Curtis. So and then
Yeah,
he beat Fila or however you pronounce it last fight. So I mean, he's got it in him to win, and he definitely has the better. I feel like he has the better fighting style. But again, Morano, he can knock you out, submit you. He's kind of diverse. He just submitted Tim Means, who just came off of a huge win. So I don't know, man. I like Buckley in it, but that's just me.
I like Buckley in it by this much, and I mean, I think that's how the odds are as well.
Yep, it
It's
is
this could
plus
this could go
145,
anyway.
170. Yep.
Is
So
it? Yeah.
yep, they're like dead, almost dead even. Could
It's
go either
yeah.
way. So I like Buckley in that one, but then again, I'll have to think more in it. But I think Buckley is the better striker in that fight. Next fight we have this is crazy. 1, 2, 3 fights in the main card are minus 430 plus 330.
Damn.
So that's kind of crazy. Drew Dober versus Ricky Glenn. Drew Dober, I definitely see a redemption fight out of this one. And Drew Dober is just a scrapper. I mean, his last fight doesn't give him justice. He caught a punch. Frivola was the first person to knock him out.
Yeah, man. Drew
So,
Dober, the chin.
Yeah, pretty boy Chin. But he's easily the better fighter in this one, in my opinion. I think actually I take back Joe Pyfer being the highest favorite. I think Drew Dober over Ricky Glenn is a bigger favorite in my opinion.
Man, I'm gonna call the hot take. The upset of the card is gonna be Ricky Glenn taking out Drew Dober.
I don't believe it.
Man, I just see it happening.
Nah. I don't believe it. If anything,
All right.
the upset, if there was a crazy upset, it'd be Bobby Green knocking out Grant Dawson.
Yeah, I just don't see that one happening.
Yeah, I don't see it either. But I don't see Drew Dober get knocked out. I mean, it took Matt Frivola, who is a great fighter, to knock him out. So
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be a knockout, but I see Ricky Glenn doing it. Maybe even as like a submission. His little slimy ass.
This is a redemption fight for Drew Dober. I like Drew Dober in this, but then again, there's no juice in that squeeze, bro. The odds are shitty, so you're gonna have to take an outcome bet. I mean, you're gonna have to take a knockout in the distance, something of that nature. And then to finish off the main card, Alexander Hernandez, Bill Agio. This one again is a fairly close fight. Alexander Hernandez though I think he had a pretty solid fight in his last one. He beat Jim Miller in his last fight, unanimous decision, which taking out a vet, not too terrible.
Yeah, that pisses me off. I'm team Jim Miller all day, bro.
And then Algia is coming off a win as well via sub. So this is a pretty close fight.
This is, man.
I do think that one might go the distance, in my opinion. That one might.
I could definitely see that going the distance.
That might be a go the distance type fight. So I might look into those odds and see what those are for that. But yeah, overall, solid main card. I mean, there's a couple household names on there, so it's going to be fun to watch either way. Regardless of the outcome, you get to see some solid names on the card, which is always good for a fight night. They might not be, pay-per-view main event fighters, but they're damn sure pay-per-view prelim fighters,
Yeah, when I was thinking about the card this morning, I was like, you know what, dude, it's not the best card, but it's not the worst card at all.
No,
there's some names that you enjoy watching fight. Like I enjoy watching Drew Dober fight.
Oh yeah.
I love the crazy style of Buckley, dude. Like Piper's on a win streak, Grant Dawson's on a win streak, Bobby Green. Like these are names that we all know. It's gonna be sick to watch.
Yep. And then in the prelims, nothing crazy. Nothing that really like screams like holy shit, this is a great fight. I'm curious to see Mendonça. Is that his name? Is that how you pronounce it? With the blue hair. He had a pretty solid last fight. I remember watching his fight. I don't remember who it was though, but it was a pretty good scrap. It was the Dana White Contender Series. That's where I saw him fight. So he's already had one fight in the UFC. That was earlier this year, but I remember watching him on the Contender Series last year. So. And he got a big knockout on that.
Heck yeah, I'm excited about this. Kawakowicz.
Who is this?
She's a girl, and
Oh yeah,
our friend's last name is literally Walkowitz. So
Walkowitz.
this is
Yeah.
Kawakowicz. So, but I
Hey, I
see what
like
Poland
it.
can do in here.
Let's see.
Yeah, I
Let's
like her
see.
no matter what.
Hell yeah. I mean, she's the favorite. So Montana De La Rosa is fighting. So there's a couple decent fights on this card. But I am excited for the main card though. 7 p.m. We also have coming after that. You have anything else you want to add to that fight card before I go to the next?
Yes, everyone should be on the lookout for Belbita, the warrior princess. If you guys haven't seen what she looks like, I highly recommend it. I don't know if she can fight well, but it does not matter.
it does.
Belbita,
It does not matter, my friend.
the warrior princess.
Also this week we have Bellator 300, same night, Saturday. So
Really, dude, Bellator 300.
Bellator 300 this Saturday. The what is on that card? Nurmagomedov is the main event.
Is he still undefeated?
Yep,
That's
17-0.
Jeez, dude, I bet you the card's not bad at all. We weren't really digging at Bellator, but I'm down to because I mean that's Khabib's cousin, right? Undefeated
Yep.
on a killing spree. Oh, you have Cyborg, who's still fighting.
Cyborg, who's still fighting.
Cyborg is, dude.
Liz Carmouche, I believe is how you pronounce her name. I've heard good things about her. I haven't really dove into Bellator very often, but definitely,
dude, we got some good fighters. Yeah, Chris Cyborg, 26-2 as a female fighter. That's
and I believe her only 2 losses are to Amanda Nunes, right? And I don't know who. I know she lost to Amanda Nunes. I don't know who the other one is. Let's see. It wasn't Holly Holmes, was it?
Jeez, I don't see that happening. But I mean, Holly Holmes was upsetting people one time in her career. Hella, actually.
Oh no, her very first fight. That was her only loss.
Really? So who was she lost to? Amanda
Nunes. That's it.
Was that in the UFC?
That was in the UFC.
So Cyborg just fought once in the UFC and just left?
No, she fought a bunch in the UFC.
She got a bunch
seven times.
And she just left because she didn't want to. I mean, everyone. Amanda Nunes.
I think it was I think it was I don't know what happened. Release maybe, or when she lost to Nunes, she fought one more time, won, and then I think she might have didn't sign her contract and went to Bellator. I don't really know. I can't remember.
She's been fighting since we were about 16, dude.
Her first fight in Strikeforce that was in 2009. So
Close enough.
I know for sure I remember watching her in Strikeforce.
Dude, she used to be all over. She was like the face of women's fighting after it was Gina Carino, Cyborg, who apparently her husband was an instructor too. Like they were just a duo that was insane. And then Ronda Rousey, and then Holly Holmes for half a second, and then Amanda Nunes.
Yep, and she fought Gina Carino. Remember that? I remember that fight in Strikeforce.
Yeah, and Gina lost.
Yeah, that was when she won the belt, the Strikeforce belt.
Yeah, and that's when Gina, dude, that was when she lost her belt. She was after that, she went right into acting pretty much. Man. Yep. She didn't stick around long.
Yep, you're right. So hell yeah. A Chris Cyborg fight, nothing wrong with that. Nurmagomedov 17-0, defending that undefeated record.
Dude, we gotta watch that.
Oh, I'm definitely down. You already know. I'll have because the UFC starts at 7, and then the Bellator starts at 10. So
let's go. What?
I'm locked in, bro. I'm locked in.
Okay. Slide on through, dog.
Let's see, man. That good fights for those two. And then after that, we have another fight night coming up. Yusuf and Edson Barboza. So that card's not as good as actually, I don't know. It is kind of fucking good now that I'm looking at it. Christian Rodriguez, Cameron Simon, Jennifer Maia, Vivian Aroha. Yep, Sadiq Yusuf and Edson Barboza. Yeah, I mean that could be a damn good card. I don't know.
I mean, that's gonna be the card, even if it does do good, where it's gonna be the one right before the best. So we're gonna all be sitting there like this.
I know. Fuck, man. Next week we're gonna have some fun, man. We'll come up with some just some cool shit to kind of do like we did with the wrestling shit that one time. I think we should do that next week.
Oh, dude, actually, man, speaking on that topic, just real quick, it was all going off of what we did with like what wrestlers would be who. So there's somebody that, dude, you never know who you're gonna get with this guy, Alex Piera,
Oh, Alex Pieta,
and
yeah.
I compared him to Kawhi Leonard this morning, dude, and I was just like,
You compared
you
him to
can't
Kawhi
tell,
Leonard.
man. You can't. Sometimes he does some shit like this, and he just sits there and does nothing super serious. The other time he's pranking and doing stuff, but then he's a stone cold killer,
Yeah,
and
that's
you
true.
don't
I can
know
see
where
that.
he's at, and he's almost like a lot, like
Like he's just he either has a serious face or he's fucking with Glover.
yeah, and that's it. And I'm watching this other side of him fucking with Glover. I was like, dude, I'm becoming such a big fan of this dude, man.
Dude, I've been a big fan of his ever since his first fight in the UFC. Like he's a killer, bro.
Dude, he's a savage, and I'm like his number one fan right now. There's no lie about it.
I mean, dude, I
He's
can't wait to
sick.
watch him fight. All right, so next thing I want to discuss, I don't. You said you didn't watch the PFL, so you might not have saw this, but Cedric Doumbé, he's been a big name because the UFC offered him 20-20 for his fights, 20 to show, 20 to fight, or to to win, and he decided not to take it, and he signed with the PFL. So he had his PFL debut, and he gets a 7-second knockout in his PFL debut. So then Twitter starts blowing up. They're like, this guy's a superstar. The UFC dropped the ball. This guy could have been a UFC champion. He's this, he's that, he's this. And then I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, this guy's not a superstar. Let's be real here. So I'm gonna read you my argument. And this is my theory behind like why I don't believe he's a star, and I just want to know your opinion. So I said
Give it
this.
to me.
I said I'm getting into an argument on Twitter. There, people are telling themselves that Cedric Doumbé got a huge win in his PFL debut and is a world class kickboxer, so that makes him a star. I said no, he's just a kickboxing star. He came from kickboxing. He was a phenomenal kickboxer, so he's a kickboxing star. He's not a MMA star, in my opinion. I said my argument is he's not even fighting in the biggest organization in the world. So how does that make him a star? I said you can't be a superstar and fight in the PFL, in my opinion. Like if you're not fighting in I almost in the WWE, if you're not fighting in the UFC, you're not a star. You're just really fucking good.
Ah,
I mean, what do you think? Am I wrong for that? Like, I feel like if you play,
all right.
I don't even know how to compare. I don't even know how to like really compare it to anything else. But like, yeah, he was a great kickboxer. He was one of the best kickboxers ever. Cool.
Yeah.
But
So
you're not a UFC champion. You're going to be a PFL champion, not a UFC champion. So how can you be a superstar by not being a champion in the biggest organization where stars are made?
well, it's going to be one of those situations where we used to have back in the day where there was certain fighters that had that what if factor, but they weren't in the UFC and they would only fight in Pride, and the match ups would never happen. But this is where it gets complicated, dude. If you had a black belt in jiu-jitsu who's won numerous tournaments titles throughout his whole entire life,
Gordon Ryan.
would you say that he would do good in the UFC? And I would say no, because all I know is about is jiu-jitsu, and you start standing up. So you got to have more striking, a little bit more. You could be great, but you gotta have that. You got to be able to do that, and that's more important, in my opinion. Both are very important. Nobody twists my words, but that is the most important. Your striking. With him being ranked the number one welterweight fighter in kickboxing for like 4 years straight. He was a fighter of the year in 2016 when I'm looking at right now. Yeah, dude, he could be. He has everything in it going his way to be a superstar.
He does,
And
but will he ever be considered a superstar if he's never a UFC champion? That's my question.
unless PFL does some crazy roster additions, no way in hell.
Because he's going to be beating a bunch of trash cans. So he's going to always look like a superstar. That's my argument. He'll never fight a top 5 caliber UFC fighter in the PFL.
I mean, dude, is
Unless
he the biggest name? Is he the biggest name in the PFL besides Francis?
He might be now.
He might be now, right? And it's yeah, dude. I don't give a fuck if you're undefeated in the minors. You know what I'm saying? You got to
Because
be. That is the minors.
let's
Let's
compare
be
him to
real.
Izzy. Let's compare him to Alex Pieta. World class kickboxers, top of their class. They're UFC champions.
Yeah, dude, it'd be a waste of talent if he didn't. And he's 31 years old.
But he's not going to, because I don't know if Dana like said, this is what we're offering you. Like, he got offered that as like his starter in the UFC, like 2020.
Insane. That's insane, bro.
Whatever, take it. Win 2 fights in the UFC. Then it goes up to 50-50. Then it goes up to 100-100. Now he's in the PFL. He's probably going to get more money than he would in the UFC, but he's going to be fighting shitters. And if he wants to build a legacy of becoming a superstar, you're not going to do that because you wanted the money. You're going to be fighting way less caliber talent.
Do you think there's a chance that he could actually go in the UFC after he becomes the champion of the PFL, which probably will?
That's how you tell me. Is Dana going to want that? It's Dana's decision at the end of the day, and Sean Shelby's decision. You fucked them over. You said your money's not worth my time. So how do they feel? How would you feel if you offer someone a chance and they said no?
I mean, I'd be pissed, but then again, if the hype is real about him and he gets this crazy hype, Dana's about that dollar.
He is about the dollar. You're right. But Francis will never be back in the UFC.
No, I think he's trying to be the one that makes a big statement.
Which
I mean, anything can happen. But I mean, he is, dude. And
now the question is, if we can go a little off topic because we're kind of done with our card talk. But Francis, you got to think. Say he does knock out Tyson Fury. Then what?
In a boxing fight, though.
Yeah, no, I'm saying what ifs. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. But what if? What if Francis Ngannou, who's never boxed like that, and he boxes the potential greatest heavyweight boxer of all time in his prime, knocks him out? And then what? What do you say? Do you say, oh shit, we now have the PFL? If he knocks out Tyson Fury, he's going to skyrocket.
That's insane.
But then does he take the boxing route though? Like, then what? Does the PFL become a new, like, create a new? I don't even know, man. Like, what do you do if you knock out the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time without having insane boxing experience?
Then I guess you'd start like a whole entire different like company of fighting that has boxing, mixed martial arts, Muay Thai.
You become a ONE FC.
Now you become a ONE FC, but like a bigger and better ONE FC with bigger names, pretty much. I mean, that's insane.
I'll be honest. I think ONE FC, like champions in the ONE FC, the caliber of them could compete with the top caliber of the UFC.
Oh yeah.
Like Rod Tang, imagine.
Shit, dude.
Super.
That'd be
imagine.
Dirty.
Like,
that'd be dirty.
Some of the highest leveled Muay Thai fighters ever, and you throw them in the UFC. Grappling might not be the best, but that's easy to teach.
Yeah. You start off with takedown defense, man. That'd be seeing one of those Muay Thai guys come in there.
So I mean, look at what Muay Thai and the history of Muay Thai has done to the UFC. When you had a guy like Anderson Silva, who was one of the master classes of Muay Thai fighting, with the combination of having Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under his belt, but he was known for being a top tier Thai fighter.
Dude, bring back the blood, and those guys bring the blood. Like, holy shit!
I mean, you don't see like that ONE FC event like really opened my eyes to the difference in an organization where, because the UFC, I don't know what it is about the UFC when it comes to like elbows and shit like that, but you just don't ever see elbows thrown like you do in the ONE FC.
You don't, man, because there's not much practitioners that do this anymore, man. It's really not Americanized to be good at Thai, I feel like. I mean, you had Anderson Silva was the best. We can agree on that. Jose Aldo had a lot of Thai in his fighting as well. Thiago Alves, 100% did. Shogun was Muay Thai.
Shogun, yeah.
I mean, dude, Shogun, Cowboy.
Yeah.
Cowboy fought with a lot of Thigh, dude.
A lot of clinch and a lot of knees.
dude, cowboy was dirty at Thai, so it's not used that much anymore, and it's stupid
That's a good
because it's
point. You
the
made a
most
good point.
lethal.
You said like it's really Americanized Thai, like Americanized. That it's not. You
Yeah,
don't get like true art Muay Thai like you do in the other countries where those guys are fighting out of their country and shit like that. So
dude. Apparently, in training over there in like Thailand and stuff like that, they're kicking trees just
yeah, oh fuck yeah,
nonstop.
dude, those guys are nuts. Like
Kick-
that's why I think, and Joe Rogan made a good point about this, and he said how it would be really cool if the UFC started it. You know what? We might start seeing that. I might be having like like an epiphany right now with what we were just talking about, bro. Like you were just saying, like what if Tyson Fury knocks out, or what if Ngannou knocks out Tyson Fury? Then the PFL starts branching out and creating new sections of the PFL for different styles of fighting. Joe Rogan literally just talked about it after watching that ONE FC fight. He talked about why don't the UFC have a Muay Thai like branch, kickboxing branch, mixed martial arts branch. Like, what if they started to do that over time? And the next thing you know, we have like they took the ONE FC style, but you have master classes of everything.
That's honestly why I brought that up too, because I remember the Joe Rogan thing. And the thing is, man, maybe it's not the UFC that does it. I mean, you've seen guys that run sports things. They always get taken, like Vince McMahon with the WWE.
Yep.
That was the biggest thing ever. Dana White takes over. Now it's time for someone else to take over. And like hopefully they go to the UFC and keep it. But if it's not, what if it's one of those fucking Paul brothers who is a money making mastermind, then also combines all of them with live music and all this shit. And then it's just that
Because
could possibly
hey,
happen.
if you think about it, if Francis did crazy somehow win, now you have Francis in the PFL that is a quote unquote boxer, Jake Paul, boxer. Now you
Now
start
MMA fighter.
now MMA fighter. Now you start adding some different stuff. I mean, you might be onto something with that. I mean, it
Y'all
sounds
heard it
awesome.
here first.
Y'all,
Y'all heard it here first.
it sounds awesome. Let's
Yeah.
see.
October 4th.
October 4th. What's that? Oh, the day.
That's today.
I was like,
Yeah.
what was October 4th? But yeah, man, like that would be fucking nuts.
That would be sick, man. That's what happens when we go down the rabbit hole, me
Hey,
and
dude,
Joel.
there's nothing wrong with that. That's how shit gets created. And
We've
if you
predicted.
guys want to listen to this and you know, Dana, you heard that first. Start creating more shit. We want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see Alex Pieta be a UFC champion of the UFC, or a UFC MMA champion, and then I want to see him be a kickboxing UFC champion.
Yeah, and I want the halftime show to be Jay-Z. Make it happen, Jake Paul.
Halftime show to be Jay-Z. That's the PFL, but that would be fucking nuts. Ti.
Oh shit. I'm coming out
Um,
of retirement for that one.
but damn, I had something and I just forgot about it. I was about to tell you something that involved that, but yeah, you had mentioned this last week, and I was actually thinking hard about it. What if now that the UFC and the WWE is merged, like what if they start doing like names of events like they used, like you know how the WWE they name their events and shit, but like the UFC used to back in the day, but now it's just like UFC 293, UFC 294, 295, whatever. Like imagine they just start naming them again like they used to. That would be pretty dope.
Oh my god, dude. We talked about one was via UFC 382, no cap.
No cap. Yeah, they start modernizing it for all these freaking liberals.
UFC 400, everybody wins.
Everybody wins. Damn, that's fucking funny.
Yeah,
Oh man.
that's what's gonna happen.
All right, so
Golly.
let's see. I see a little bit of UFC news that is kind of cool. Islam Makhachev eyes 170-pound title shot after 155 defense.
What?
So he's eyeing the welterweight title. If he wins against Charles, he's eyeing going up a weight class and fighting for the double belt up a weight class versus fighting Volk.
So time out. So Islam has fought. He fought Alec Volk at, was that like a catchweight?
Lightweight.
He fought him at lightweight.
Yeah,
So okay,
Volk
so
went
Volk
up to fight him.
Okay, which is damn. See, that's some shit. So if Islam goes up and beats out Leon. Oh my god, dude. Hey, it could be Colby.
I don't want to say it would
Damn.
be.
Fucking hate that.
But now
What if?
now you say, so you're saying Charles over Islam?
No, not at all.
I know you're not. I know I'm just fucking with you.
Man,
Uh,
would you think Islam would ever fight Hamzat?
yeah, if Hamzat was the champ, that would be crazy.
That would be nuts.
Man, that's a mega fight.
That is a mega fight, bro. What the fuck?
UFC 30.
Uh,
They're gonna have to do UFC 305 in Miami, right?
or fucking Atlanta.
Well, the 305 is that's Miami.
Oh shit, it
So
is.
UFC 305
Hey,
Miami, that would be pretty dope. Oh no, if they did UFC, they'll probably won't do UFC in Atlanta till like UFC 770 or UFC 404. Dumbass shit.
we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait till 404.
Yeah,
God,
404. Just like they'll start using our phone numbers. UFC 404.
dude. If it the minute they come to Atlanta, I hope you know, Over the Octagon is gonna be all up in that bitch. We're gonna be live streaming the whole time. Hey,
Oh,
dude, I'm
that
not
would
gonna
be
lie. I'm gonna
crazy.
start. We're gonna be the parking lot rap battling people. It's going down.
We'll have to bring Mitch out there so he can join the rap battle with us.
Bring it on, Mitch.
It's fucking awesome, dude. I want them to come to Atlanta, man. I'm so sick of this shit. It's been like 5 years, 6 years.
If I can manifest anything, it's Conor McGregor's coming to Atlanta.
That's not happening, dude. UFC 300 is probably now that. Oh, that actually got told today. Michael Chandler was like, they're still expected to fight. It's looking like UFC
They are
300.
UFC 300.
Yeah,
God, when the fuck would that be?
sometime March next year.
Fuck, man. 'Cause let's see. What is the John Jones fight? That's
297, right?
297. So damn, that'd be like fucking March. On
It's
St. Patrick's
297.
Day? Oof. Oof. Man,
Ooh,
if St. Patty's Day was on a Saturday, that'd be sick.
no. Jones is 295.
295.
Oh,
So we
so
got
that's
five
coming
more
up.
after.
It's coming up. November 11th. Johnny Bones. What are we doing for that? We got to figure that out.
November 11th. I'm honestly focusing on Abu Dhabi and dog. I'm not gonna lie. I'm picking you up at 8 a.m. Cracking the first beer at 8:10. 8:30. I'm gonna be on my fourth. We're gonna get chicken fingers, fries, Vegas bombs. You know what I'm saying?
Can't forget Little Caesars Pizza. And if my boys actually listen to this, they'll laugh at that inside joke.
Hey, hey, bring back CC's though.
Bro, they roasted me, bro, for being just white trash, man. For the Super Bowl, I
No,
went and got Little Caesars Pizza, and I got roasted for having
you're
little
disgusting.
C's on Super Bowl.
I would have hated you so much, dude.
Dude, I'm like, bro, it was just me. I was by myself. I was like, go grab a large pepperoni from Little C's, bring it back, watch the Super Bowl, chilling.
Dude, you're better off getting
Gas station hot
fucking.
wings.
Dude, you're better getting like a pizza from a Texaco than Little Caesars. You get a heartburn in a box with that shit, dude.
Damn, so you're agreeing with these fucks. Golly.
100%. I hate that shit. The only good thing about them though is don't order their pizza. Get their cheese sauce, their
Bro,
cheese dipping sauce.
remember we used to hit that drive through Little C's drive through over by SoFlo's house. We would hit that up and grab a couple pizzas, the cheesy sauce that they have, the jalapeno cheese sauce. Yeah, that shit's off the chain. Anyways, now
Yeah,
I'm hungry as
man.
hell.
That'll turn anything good though. So actually, I take back what I said a little bit earlier. I would be down if I had two little ramekins of that jalapeno cheddar sauce.
Jalapeno cheddar sauce is off the chain.
Yeah.
But all right. So, question of the day. I'm gonna ask you this question. I want you to tell me what your answer would be. Let's see. I texted it to you, didn't I?
You did, man. It's
Okay. All right. So here it is. So, if you had to choose, we got all these good fights coming up. If you had to choose, Alex beats Yuri, John beats Stipe, Costa beats Hamzat, or Charles beats Islam, who are you choosing? And the rest lose.
I've been I went back and forth with that all day because I immediately was like, John Jones, I don't want him losing it all. Ever in his life. But then I was like, man, best fighter of all time. You know, with him only having one loss, it opens up the discussion for a lot of other fighters as GOAT talk. So I'm like, all right, maybe, right? So that I
I didn't
went
think about that. I like this observation.
dog,
Keep it going.
dog. I went super deep with this, Joel, man. And because the thing is, I was like, man, if I open up all those windows, and some of my favorite fighters, you guys know I'm a GSP guy all day. I'm like, maybe he is, So I thought of that, and then I thought of Costa, because I mean, I would love for that to happen. I would love for that to happen more than anything.
Because that
But
shuts the Hamzat hype train down.
yes, but then I was like, what's more important, man? I was like, somebody else can do that. So that's not that important for me. I want it to happen, but that's for selfish reasons. So I wasn't being selfish about this one.
I think we're on the same page here.
Yeah, and then Alex and Yuri. I mean, godly, I don't want Alex to lose. So I was like, damn it, dude. But if Alex won and everybody else lost, what are the outcomes? And then I saw Charles and Islam. And I was like, man, I want Islam to lose more than anything.
I love it.
Yes.
Dude, my choice, I'll tell you after this.
Is it Charles beating Islam?
It's Charles beating Islam. And I had some theories too. And you're so I'll break down mine. Alex beats Yuri. All right, cool. It's great. Alex, he came in, won the belt, moved up, is getting to fight for the belt. Maybe he loses to Yuri. Yuri was already champion. It's not like he loses much creditable value because he did win his first fight stepping up. So
yeah,
Alex loses, not a big deal. He moves down to 3. He fights his way back. Cool. John loses to Stipe. Holy shit, that sucks. Shocks the world. Stipe considered the greatest heavyweight, one of the greatest heavyweights, if not greatest heavyweight of all time. Nobody expected it. John loses. John was on a skid. Maybe John got lucky. Then we start to question that. Was he just lucky in the Gone fight? And maybe he wasn't as special as we thought he was coming back off of such a big gap, which I still think John is the best ever of all time. So you'll never change my opinion on that, even if he does get caught and loses. But like you said, it opens up the window for other discussions like, is Anderson Silva the greatest fighter of all time? Is GSP the greatest fighter of all time? Is Mighty Mouse the greatest fighter of all time? You start opening up worlds of discussions if he loses to Stipe. So that's kind of cool because me, I'm a Mighty Mouse fan. I personally think Mighty Mouse is number 2.
I mean, dude, he's a cheat code. That man, and he's so cool, bro.
There's his style, the way he was able to fight. But then you just question like if he fought in today's flyweight, would he be as successful? I think he would still be able to compete.
100%. Yes, he would, dude.
But there are better fighters now in that division than there were when he was fighting, in my opinion.
Yeah, but the thing is, man, one thing about him was he's the if I could think of anybody that can create and adapt to any fighting situation, create his own thing to work, that breaks the rules and defies gravity and shit like that, it's him.
Yep,
dude. He wraps combos together like a takedown to a punch to a knee like that.
Yep,
it's insane.
He's a wildfire. So that would be my reason for that. Costa loses to Hamzat. Okay, hype's real. Now I'm excited to see if Hamzat can be a champion. Costa wins. I'm like, oh shit, that was fucking sick. Upset alert. Hamzat ain't the real deal. Costa has already lost to the 4 people in front of him, so it doesn't matter. But he just stopped the hype train. Like, yeah, that's dope. But then I was like, Charles beating Islam. Again, I want to see Islam lose. And Charles has always been one of my favorite fighters. So I'm like, if Charles wins, the first fight was a fluke. Fuck it. He won. He's the champ again. Things were meant to be. Then Islam either A, moves up, stays in. He's going to get a rematch for sure, 100%. He'll get a rematch against Charles. But Charles deserves to be a champ, man. His fighting career is so weird.
Man, if anybody is durable and able to come back, then I hope it's him. I want it to happen more than anything because, dude, I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of this Islam shit, man.
But the thing is, if Islam makes it look dominant, we're not going to – we're far away from seeing the decline of Islam. If he makes it look easy, there's nobody in that division that's going to touch him. He's going to have to fight. He's going to be another Volk if that's the case.
Yep, and I guess the only matchup would be Volk, but don't count Justin Gaethje out.
I don't think Justin Gaethje can beat Islam. I could see Islam choke submitting Gaethje, but The only people that are going to be like, holy shit, is if, we see people who are coming up. Like, who knows? Grant Dawson could ragdoll Bobby Green, but that's not going to impress me enough. The only other people that are on the prowl right now is Justin Gaethje, who is the only potential one outside of Charles, and that's it. I don't know. I just don't see it happen. And if he beats Charles easily, something's got to give. He's going to have to either move up, fight in welterweight, go for the double belt, something of that nature. So,
Yeah. And then who knows, that same Paris guy could fight Islam, and it'd be
later
like a
on,
crazy.
though.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, but
It'd
you're
be like
talking
Russia
like
versus whatever he is.
you're talking like another 2 years though.
UFC 404.
404, yeah, in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Charles beating Islam would be, and the rest losing. Even though I don't want John Jones to lose because he to me is the GOAT.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be able to pick more than one choice out of those four.
Yeah, I
And
think
I
Costa
honestly think,
I think Costa loses to Hamzat. I think actually let's just go ahead and pick them. Fuck it.
all right, I got mine picked.
All right, I'm gonna go down my road. I think Alex beats Yuri. I think John beats Stipe. I think Hamzat beats Paulo Costa, and I think Islam beats Charles. Unfortunately,
Wow, no way. I'm gonna tell Charles you said this.
but I want nothing more than Alex to beat Yuri. That one stays the same. I want John to beat Stipe, and I want Paulo Costa to beat Hamzat. But I don't think Hamzat loses because he's at his prime weight. He's fucking good. But then again, you got to think he almost lost to Gilbert Burns. So,
Dude, I got Paulo with the upset all day.
right,
That's my upset.
Imagine a takedown and Paulo Costa catches him with an uppercut on the end.
Bro, I can't wait to hear, bro. I can't wait for this press conference as well.
Oh, Paulo Costa's a funny dude. He's one of the funniest people in the UFC.
Dog, that whole entire thing, like, I come in your house and fuck your wife or whatever you would say.
He makes some crazy ass Twitter posts too. That shit's fun.
Dude, he's the shit. And so I see that happening. I see John Jones definitely getting the dub. I think the Yuri Alex match is gonna be a lot tougher than people think.
What fight are you most excited for? I might have asked you this last week. I don't remember.
Oh, you did. Paulo Costa.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's right, I did. Yeah, I'm excited for the Costa Khamzat fight. I think it's gonna be good. Alex and Yuri's probably number 2 for me, honestly.
I'm nervous for the Islam Charles.
Yeah, I think Islam takes it, and then we see. I'd love to see Islam versus Colby. If Colby somehow upsets Leon, then you got Colby the American versus Islam the Russian. You're bringing back Khabib Conor McGregor vibes.
That's pretty fucking sick.
And Colby's got a loud mouth, and if he beats Leon, he's gonna start going off.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I want Colby to win.
I don't want Colby.
I think it's gonna be way more entertaining.
Oh, it will 100% be more entertaining. But but if Leon wins, though, we might see a Leon that might start talking that shit. Because now he's beat Colby and he's beat Kamaru Usman.
Dude, Leon's got to knock out Colby, and if he does that, it's like I'm not worried about Leon versus Islam.
See,
I want to see him head kick Colby so bad, but if Colby won, dude, it'd be hilarious to watch and be funny, entertaining.
This is where me and you differ, and this is why we've been friends for so long. Because you want fucking entertainment and shit. I want technicality. I want the most technical aspect of the sport. You want the fucking fun of the sport. I want to see some technical ass fights. I want to see some high level shit. And you're like, man, I would love to see this guy just fucking go out there and win it for the people.
There's nothing better than the people's champ, hella flamboyant, hella turns up.
I feel like we just leave it to the WWE, dude. Like, I love Conor McGregor, don't get me wrong. Conor was always the GOAT at one point in time, and he started to lose credibility when he got on the Ultimate Fighter and started acting like an idiot. So,
yeah.
And Colby,
I want characters, man.
I like characters, but I think the characters should stick to the to the WWE. That's me though, man.
Nah, man. I liked Rampage being
I
Rampage. There
loved
was
Ram, dude.
nobody like that.
I loved it back in the day. Now there's so many good fighters that are so on such a bigger pedestal than before. Now I love
Yeah.
good fights, man.
Hey, speaking of the Rampage, real quick, do you remember that one thing? They're like, man, I did it before Conor McGregor, and he's like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
man, they
yeah,
they had to tell me to stop humping reporters.
yeah, bro. He was wild. And then like on
Hump,
his dude, the Ultimate Fighter was super funny with him on it, bro.
dude, humping reporters, man, that's just hilarious, man. Then you had Tito Ortiz, who was just a shit talking dumbass. I liked him though; he
Have
was
you
entertaining.
have you seen the promotion that he runs? The called Fight Circus. Or I don't think he
Nah.
runs it, or I think he's fought in it. It's called Fight Circus, dude. And I watched it the other night, and it is like
Oh, I have.
it's like that redneck fighting, but on like a completely different spectrum. It's almost like if the Trailer Park Boys, Workaholics, and a rave had a fight night, that's what it would be.
Dude, it's the Bob Sapp and him with one glove each,
Yeah.
and they're in a thing. Yeah, that is true, dog. And they don't drug test there. It's pretty
No,
sick.
they made a tweet earlier today. This shit was funny as hell, dude. I read it and I was like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was the most entertaining shit I have ever seen, bro. And they were doing a musical while they were doing the fights. Like he would be singing and he would get in the middle of the ring and start singing and then playing a guitar.
What,
Yeah,
dude?
look,
How come we haven't
look here.
watched one of those?
We don't drug test, but it's obvious we tested drugs. That's what, yeah, that was the tweet.
No way.
Yeah, it says we don't drug test, but it's obvious we tested drugs.
That is great.
That's fucking
Oh,
awesome. Yeah,
God,
and
that's fuck.
they had like a hockey fight, and it was like they made the middle of the ring like a hockey ring, and you had to fight on it while slipping and sliding in the middle of the ring. I was like, this is the
What the
craziest shit
fuck?
I've ever seen, bro. They had like
Yeah, Rampage is signed to him.
yeah, they are. He is, right? Okay, I thought so.
Oh God, that's nuts, dude.
That shit's funny, dude.
Yeah, Tito Ortiz has been more and more out on social media a lot, making some noise, man. So I mean, it's cool. I really think we should dive into that episode with him and Rampage. That'd be really good to watch.
I'm down to do that. We can do that next week.
Yeah, let's talk
That
about that
was
since
that
we're
when
gonna have.
Tito backed out?
I'm not sure, man. It's a whole podcast together. So they're talking about everything together,
Oh, the
and it's
podcast.
just like,
Okay, yeah. We'll dive into that.
yeah, let's dive into that.
Yeah, I'm down, man. Let's see. I don't really have anything else, man. I think that was pretty much a good episode for sure. Let's see.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot to work with, but we made it work.
Show. But yeah, man, we got fights this weekend. No, you already know. Another podcast next week. Things are gonna start getting, man. I say it every week. Things are gonna start getting ramped up more and more and more each week. Me and Nasty actually have another podcast idea we're gonna come up with. So if you're a fan of Over the Octagon, this one's gonna be more of a, a get shitty podcast. So we'll keep y'all in the loop on that one further on later, maybe early next year. I'd say that one might be coming. So we'll keep y'all posted on that. Nasty, I'm excited. MMA is about to get ramped up again. We got a strong end of the year, so a lot of good episodes are going to be coming from it. Go Braves! Fucking win the World Series. You already fucking know.
Absolutely, man. Braves are going to win the World Series.
They got to,
That's
bro.
a damn fact.
And I hope we beat the
We are,
Dodgers. I hope we beat the Dodgers too
and fuck the Dodgers.
to get there. I hope we beat the Dodgers to get there, and then I don't know who we'd play, but that's a dream. But yeah, man, I'll catch you next week. Everybody, thank you for listening. Enjoy y'all's weekend. Watch some football, watch some fights, and we'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.